Why choose Facebook ads? As you probably already know, there is no such thing as a perfect solution. Any option will have its own list of advantages and disadvantages. Facebook is not immune to this fact. The benefits of Facebook advertising. Facebook has a robust and powerful high-tech advertising targeting system. Facebook is still relatively cheap. Facebook has so much ad inventory that, depending on the kind of campaign you run, it is still very affordable compared to competing platforms like Google AdWords. Facebook helps you engage your customers. FB ads can also deliver the bottom line. Not only can Facebook help you stay relevant with your target audience members, but you can also plug in these ads to your actual sales funnel. They can, with the right strategy and the right sales funnel design, produce conversions. These are sales. These have an actual impact on your business's profitability. You can break into new markets. Your FB campaign gets people familiar enough with your new market focus that you don't come off as a completely new player. Facebook can drive leads. Facebook can boost your SEO. Since Google launched the Rank Brain algorithm update, click-throughs have begun to play an outsized role in Google's ranking algorithm. This means that when people are clicking your link over others, you're more likely to rise up the listings. How is this possible with Facebook? Well, since Facebook campaigns make people more familiar with your brand name, your domain name, as well as your site name, you're not a complete stranger. With everything else being equal, when people see your brand show up in search results, they're more likely to click it compared to a brand that they haven't heard of before. So this has an aggregate effect. And if this plays out with enough people over an extended period of time, don't be surprised if your organic rankings on Google also increase. Facebook can help you close deals. If you're running a retargeting campaign on Facebook, Facebook will show your ad to users who've been to your site. It's not unusual for them to realize that they still need whatever it was that they came to your site for. A lot of them come back to your website and close the deal. How effective is this strategy? According to many marketing surveys, up to 40% of buyers come back and buy because of this technology. You get access to a very robust advertising system. Facebook efficiently slices and dices its audience demographics. If you target one person and that person typically buys from you, you can use that person's profile and apply it to other people who share the same profile to hopefully get the same results. You don't get that robust kind of targeting technology and capabilities with other platforms. The downside of Facebook advertising. Here are just a few of the disadvantages Facebook has. It is by no means a perfect advertising platform, not even by a long shot. You need to be aware of its downsides. Facebook campaign success turns heavily on ad quality. If your ads are very vague, irrelevant, or simply send the wrong message, don't be all that shocked if they don't produce the results you're looking for. Beware of the competition. Unless you really put in the time, effort, and energy to create ads that will truly stand out, it's very easy for your competition to outclass you. You put your brand out there, and it can be exposed to negative comments on Facebook. As the old saying goes, bad news travels twice as fast as good news. For every good review you get, don't be surprised if you get 2 or more negative comments, since it's so easy to leave bad comments on Facebook. You need to put in the time to properly work Facebook's ad system. The bad news is that, like with any other advertising platform or tool, you have to put in the time to master the learning curve. The good news is, with the right guide, like this training, you can cut back on time and maximize efficiency. Also, by setting up the right ads to target the right eyeballs, you can also avoid some of the disadvantages listed above. The basics you need to know before creating your first Facebook ad campaign. Before you get your first campaign going, it's crucial that you have a good understanding of what makes up a Facebook ad. The basic parts of a Facebook ad. Schedule. Amount of time the ad will run for. Budget. Amount of money you're going to pay Facebook for running your ads throughout the life of that specific campaign. Bid. Maximum amount of money you will pay for people to take certain actions. You can pay for a view, a click, or even an email collector. The more targeted the action, the more you should expect to pay for that action. Placement. Location of your Facebook ad. This can appear on mobile devices, or it can appear on certain spots on desktop devices. Device. Select among mobile or desktop device types. Audience targeting. Demographic breakdown of the people who could possibly see your ads. You can target demographic factors like age range, gender, location, and others. Creative. This term refers to the media, video, or image of the ad you're using to promote. What should you be aware of when making your ad? Focus more on why you're advertising in the first place. This gives you a big picture view that can help you increase your chances of success. What is your specific goal? Are you looking to just send more traffic to your site? Are you looking for more people to become aware of your brand so when you do run other ad campaigns, they're more likely to click? Are you looking to build up a mailing list? You have to optimize your ads based on the outcome you desire. How well do I know my customers? If you want to maximize your return on investment, you need to find the tightest demographic that fits your product or service. It's more efficient that way. Am I reminding people or am I advertising to them? As I mentioned in the previous video, Facebook has a retargeting technology. This allows you to remind people who have already visited your site about the value of your products and services. This is a very powerful tool to get people to come back to your website. Obviously, these people have already been exposed to your brand. Is this what you want to achieve, or are you looking to reach new eyeballs? These are people who have never been to your website and you're just trying to introduce yourself. These are two totally different objectives. Make sure you're clear as to which one you're going to pursue. Know the basic terms of Facebook advertising. By getting up to speed on some basic online advertising lingo, you can increase your chances of setting up the right advertising campaign. Attribution. This refers to the different types of marketing channels consumers take notice of before they take action on the ad. Attribution is crucial because it lets marketers assemble a total collection of ad campaigns that need to be in place until they get the result that they're looking for. Conversions. Conversions boil down to actions that either immediately lead to dollars being added to your bank account or paves the way for that possibility. Cost per click, CPC. This is the amount of money paid on average for each click of your advertising link measured by taking the full amount of money you spent and dividing it into the amount of ad clicks. Cost per 1,000 impressions, CPM. Take the amount of money you paid and divide it by 1,000 views. These types of campaigns pay for ad views, not for clicks or conversions. Frequency. How many times an ad showed up in front of eyeballs. Reach. Unlike frequency, this metric refers to how many different individuals your ad was broadcast to. Impressions. This refers to how many times your advertising appeared on users' screens for the first time. Click-through rate, CTR. The number of clicks that your ad got divided by how many times the ad was shown. Clicks. This refers to the actual unique clicks your ad got. Unique depends on how the tracking system defines a unique click. It could actually be the same person over several days, or in some cases over 12-hour periods. What options does Facebook give you for targeting? As I mentioned several times in this training, Facebook can actually help you target your demographics in many ways. Here are just some of the many robust targeting options available on Facebook. Lookalike audience. This feature allows you to profile your existing audience or people who have already interacted with your brand. The hope is that once you figure out the profile of the person who's already interested in your brand and apply it to filter people who haven't seen your brand before, people who see your ads will behave like your known customer. Custom audience. To get a lookalike audience campaign going, you must first profile people who behave the way you want on your website. These are people who enter their email addresses, buy stuff, or do things that add to your bottom line. You set up a Facebook pixel to create a custom audience so it would profile people doing the kinds of things you want new customers to do on your website. Connections. This enables you to limit or set up the relationship of the new eyeballs you're advertising to. Maybe they are interested in an event. Maybe they use a certain app. Maybe they've gone to a Facebook page. Or maybe they're friends with people who already liked your stuff. Connections is a great way of targeting people who had some prior contact with your brand or know people who do. Generally speaking, people who share the same interests tend to be friends or have some personal connection. Behaviors. You can target people who use certain devices or who have bought certain things. Language. This is pretty self-explanatory. You can target the main language of people exposed to your ad. This is very helpful because if your ad is in English, yet you're targeting the majority of a non-English speaking country, you might have very low clicks and even lower conversion. Age and gender. You can target people based on whether they're male or female, as well as their age ranges. Location. You can target people based on their zip code, city or town, state or province, or country. For the purposes of this training, we're going to focus primarily on Facebook Ads Manager. Step number 1, create your Facebook page and your business account. If you're going to create a Facebook page for marketing purposes, you must first create a personal account. The account will then control the Facebook page. You're going to run ads on the Facebook page, but it is tied to an account. Once you have put up a page, you can then run ad campaigns. You will see Boost Your Post or Promote Your Page. When you click these, you get taken to Facebook Ad Manager. Create a personal account first, and then create a page. When you have a personal account, you can then log in and create a Facebook page. This is fairly straightforward. You just click the Create a Page tab, which is located on the upper right part of your account's dashboard. Fill in business details. If you have an existing business already, creating a Facebook page for your business isn't that mysterious. You basically just go down the list, business name, slogans. Even if you already have a website, you can post links to the content on your blog or your website to your page. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The key here is to start a Facebook page first based on your business name. Once you have that name, you can then click Get Started to commence the page creation process. It's all pretty straightforward. Facebook will just ask you step by step to type in information and will start to populate your Facebook page. I would suggest, however, that you don't do this on a whim. Don't do this if you have nothing else better to do. Instead, you have to plan on doing this. Make sure you go on places like Fiverr to get a professional Facebook cover done by a professional graphics designer. You should also have a writer craft some preliminary posts along with matching attention-grabbing graphics that are specific to your Facebook page. Please understand that your Facebook page is really the launching pad for your brand on Facebook. You can't just recycle content that you already have, or worse yet, slap together a page because, in the back of your head, all you're thinking about is you just want one to run one ad campaign after the other. While that may be true, you have to understand that your campaigns will still be tied to your page. You may be this close to sealing that deal, and it turns out that when people click to your incomplete or unprofessional official page, you just give them a reason not to do business with you. Don't let that happen to you. Make sure that when you set up a Facebook page, it is as professional as it could be. Step number 2, access the Facebook Ads Manager. Once you create a Facebook page, you can then create a Facebook Ads account. This would enable you to access the Ad Manager. If you're unclear, look at your Facebook page and look at the top right side. It should have some sort of downward arrow. Click on that and you'll see the option Manage Ads. When you click that, you go to your Ad Account page. On this dashboard, you will see the settings for your accounts. Click on the ad account you want to manage and then click on Account Settings. This option is available at the top part of the menu bar. Put in your physical address as well as the name of your business. If you have an assistant or you plan to have somebody else manage your ad campaign, you can look at the option Add Account Roles. Click on that and then select Add a Person. You should also set the type of access you want to give this person. The form will ask for their information like email address or full name, and then enter this in. The great thing about this system is that you don't put yourself in a situation where the security of your account will be compromised. The person you hire to manage your account will not have access to login details. Setting up payments. Look for the tab labeled Billing in your Ads Manager dashboard. Click on it and you will see Add Payment Method. Specify your preferred payment method and enter its details. Step number 3, target your audience. This is the meat and potatoes of Facebook Ad Manager. If you don't target the right audience, you are basically guaranteeing that your campaign will fail. No joke, real story. Think about it. Even if you have the very best ad you could come up with, if you put it in front of the wrong eyeballs, nothing is going to happen. Follow the steps below. Step number 1, go to your Facebook page and access Audience Insights. When you go to your Facebook page, you will get access to a tool that will enable to profile people who already find you on Facebook. These are people who like your content. These are people who have liked your page and can possibly get notified of your page content updates. Open the Audience Insight dashboard. Take a look at your overall Facebook audience. Take a look at the people who are already part of your audience. Check out the People Connected to You page. To get some insight into your existing audience, you will get information on the type of content they like. You can also get some details regarding their preferences and demographic description. Alternatively, you can also select Everyone on Facebook. This is an option you can take to get information regarding possibly new eyeballs for your Facebook ads. Step number 2, create a target audience demographic profile. When you look at your Audience Insights dashboard, you will notice that it is split into 2 halves. On the left is the audience characteristics you may want to target. On the right side shows the charts and graphics related to your specific audience. Facebook then automatically compares your audience to the rest of Facebook's audience. This will show you how big your potential pool of customers is on Facebook. Refine the demographic profile you're targeting based on your existing audience insight or your consumer intelligence. For example, if you run a small local business and you know that your target customers are within the ages of 18 to 24, then you select that demographic age range. Also, select location. Please understand that you can both exclude as well as include. If you know certain areas where your competitors dominate, you may save a lot of money excluding those, so you don't spend any money trying to track eyeballs from those areas. Next, you need to select the interests of your audience members. In this case, it helps tremendously if you've already done some consumer intelligence on your target audience members. You could see that this area can branch off to finer and finer sub-details. You have to use your best guess regarding the interests of your customers. If your competitors or competing niche is featured here, use that. Finally, you may want to narrow things even further by using the advanced menu. Using this option, you can select by cultural group, job type, type of office the person has, education level, and relationship status. Step number 3, get insights on your existing audience's preferences. Go to the Page Likes tab on your dashboard. You will see a general range of interests that your selected audience already prefer on Facebook. This is based on their actual usage of Facebook, so this is profiled information. After you get a clear understanding of the pages they like, go to the Top Categories link, and then you will see their general interests. The key here is to start with the general interests of people on Facebook that may have something to do with your target niche. Test these out initially, and then look at the performance of your ads so you can then narrow to even tighter interests. Please note that when you click on the Page Likes tab, you can see existing pages on Facebook that already attract the audience you're interested in. Step number 4, take a look at device, language, and location details. In the Location tab in Audience Insights, you can see the areas where most of your potential brand fans live. This will also let you know what language they speak. Click on the Activity tab and then check out their devices. Step number 5, use your first ad to target your audience. As long as you have an existing page fan base of over 1,000 people, you can run an ad for your Facebook page for research purposes. Basically, your first ad is going to test how you can target the people who already like your page. Click the Open in the top navigation bar and click on the Create Ad button. Specify the group of people you want to target, and then your Ads Manager will then automatically fill in these detail fields with data from Audience Insights. This is data that you pre-selected. Run this test campaign and see if you are hitting your target ROI or you are gaining valuable information. Please understand that when you use an ad to target your existing fans, usually people do this to get preliminary information and get up to speed. In other words, they're basically just going through the learning curve of getting familiar with the Facebook ad system and also getting the basics of targeting out of the way. Don't expect a home run with your first ad.